What's going on, guys? It's Austin here. Today I am going to be doing the Shocker box on HackTheBox. It's a Linux box. It's pretty easy. It's been a while since I've done it, but it is a pretty fun box. So let's get right at it. Just going to come in here, start up the machine. Going to copy this IP from HackTheBox that we were given. Let's open up a terminal. I already made a directory for it, Shocker. Start up an nmap scan. I'm going to do a quick one, and then while this is running, I'm going to do a more extensive one. So I'm going to do sudo nmap, spell that wrong. Again, I'm not the best at talking and typing, as you can tell. Capital V to get the versions of the services running on the machine. I'm going to do capital T4 to speed up the scan a little bit. We're going to do a dash ON to save the output of the scan. I'm going to name this quick.txt and the IP address. I'm going to kick that off, open up a new tab, come back, copy all this over again. Paste this in. Gonna change this name to full.txt. Gonna go to the end of here, add a dash P dash to scan every port, and also dash SC to do the default scripts. Kick that off, and then this will take a little bit more time, but we could see that this other scan already finished. So we can take a look at what we have here. We have 2 ports. We have 80. Which is just a HTTP server. It looks like Apache 2.4.18. Nothing we can do with that just right off the bat unless there's a vulnerable application. We also have an SSH port open on 2222. It's pretty unusual to see it on this port, not 22. But there isn't anything up with this version that we can exploit off the top of my head. So let's visit this web app, see if there's anything being hosted here. So I'll just copy this IP again, open up a browser, go to the address, see what we have. Don't bug me. Whatever this is here, I have no idea. Let's open up, see the page source. Nothing hidden here. Nothing we can do with that. I'm going to close that again. Let's open us up and check on our other script. 74.74, so give it a few more seconds. It's really not much else we can do here just by our quick scan. The next step would be using derb, seeing if there's anything being hosted on this web server, any applications that we could brute force, anything else. So before we kick that off, let's wait and see what our full nmap scan gives us back. Because there may be some ports that our quick scan didn't show us. So should be done soon. There you go. You can see it's done. We didn't get any new ports besides that 80.222. Nothing up. No vulns it found. So I'm going to close this tab and let's get right at it. There's really 3 tools on Kali by default that we could use to brute force the directories. We could use derb, which is my favorite, derb buster, which is the GUI version. Or we could use GoBuster. GoBuster's probably the fastest, I'm pretty sure. Derb's pretty slow, but I like derb. So in this situation, I'm going to use derb. So the command is derb, and then HTTP. Give it the web server IP address, and we'll kick this off. So by default, derb uses the user share derb wordless common.txt. This is almost always good for HackTheBox, OSCP prep, all the try hack me's I've done. I've never really had to use a more extensive file than this. So I'm going to pause this video right now while we let derb finish up. Probably take around 5 minutes to run through the about 4,612 web requests that derb's making. So I'll pause this and I'll see you guys in a few. All right, so Derb finished up. Let's see what we have. We have CGI bin. We got a forbidden code back, or the code 403. Can't hit it itself, but that doesn't mean we can't hit any scripts that it has behind. Good sign. We have index, which is what we saw with that image, and we have server status, another forbidden code back. All right, so let's take a minute. Let's think about what we found and where else we can go. We have a box. It's called Shocker. Like I said, we need to keep in the back of our mind. A hunch probably tells us that this is a shell shock vulnerability. So we could try to run Nikto against this server, see if Nikto picks anything up, which is a free web vulnerability scanner on Cal. It's really good. We could try to brute force the directories again with a more extensive file other than common.txt. But I also said that we usually don't need to use anything bigger than common.txt when we're doing these boxes. So let's go down the route of it being a shell shock vulnerability. So we have CGI bin, so let's see if there's any scripts hidden behind this. For this to be vulnerable, we need to be able to hit a script. So it's Linux box, so let's run derb again. Let's see what we have here for the flags. The -x flags extensions gives us the extensions we can do. So let's run derb. We're going to add for the base directory CGI-bin. Going to do the capital X flag and do .sh to see any scripts. So let's run this. And there you go. It is using the same words as before in common.txt, but as you can see down here, it's adding the .sh to the end of everything to see if we can find anything in this CGI bin. So I'm going to pause this video again, and we will see when this is done. Okay, guys, we're back. We can see that our second derb script has finished up. We can come down here, and we did find something, user.sh. So another sign that we are going in the right direction. So let's copy this. Let's open up the web browser. Gonna go there, see what we can get. User.sh. I'm gonna open it up, see if there's anything interesting. And there is nothing interesting. Looks like just a basic script that's set up on this web server. So we can close this and let's come back to our terminal. So now let's test and see if it is vulnerable to shell shock. Shell shock is an exploit. It's actually a vulnerability that came out in 2014, I believe. Exploit came out around the same time. A lot of issues, a lot of machines were getting hit with it. It allows for remote code execution if you can hit one of these files, shell files. So before we just download anything off GitHub or anything random POC scripts off the internet, let's see if Searchploit has anything. So I'm going to do Searchploit shell shock. See what that gives us, and we actually have a lot. First one up here, Advantex switch. Metasploit, not going to really help us. Don't know what this is. Next one we see Apache mod CGI shell shock remote command execution. This looks like it will work with the description we have. It's Python script. We have some more bash shell shock environment variables, bash CGI shell shock, another Metasploit one. This one would probably work too, but let's try to avoid using Metasploit. If you're prepping for the OSCP, you only get one Metasploit attempt on the exam, and a lot of times there's a lot of rabbit holes and false positives that you can get tricked up in when you're taking your OSCP exam. So whenever I don't have to use it, I always try not to use Metasploit. If I can get a exploit working, I'll usually go back and just see if I can do it with Metasploit any quicker. But let's try to use or not use Metasploit to begin with. So we're going to use search exploit again. We're going to take out the search term, and we're going to do the -m flag to mirror to copy it to our local directory. And then we're going to do this ID number, which is over here. Just need the number. So we're going to type in 34900. We don't need that .py, just need that identifier. Hit enter, and we can see it was copied to our local directory. It's a Python file, so I'm going to run this and see what the options are. 34900.py. I already took a look at this file before this video was made, so I know we were going to get this. The description panel up here shows us what the options are. It's not going to automatically run. Anytime you're running scripts or copy anything, you want to make sure you glance over it and make sure you know what it's doing. Have a general idea of what it's doing. So you don't want to open up any random ports on your computer, delete anything. You know, who knows what you're running. So we can come down, we can see you run the command rhost rport, lhost lport pages proxy. Don't need to worry about this proxy. We're not going to proxy this through anything. The payloads, you can do a reverse shell, a bind shell back. Looks like you don't need to set up a netcat listener. It's all right here in this script. So let's run this. Actually, before this, let's get our IP. So we're going to do a sudo ifconfig. Going to do the tunnel 0. So it just shows us our VPN IP address, VPN connection, 10.10.14.11. It's going to have this again. Let's do payload equals, let's get a reverse shell back, rhost. This is going to be the target machine that we are connecting to. I don't know if I have it saved in my clipboard, so let's copy this IP address. Come back here and paste it in. And you do not want the whole URL, just want the IP address. Let's do lhost, which is our IP address, and that is 10.10.14.11. It's this IP address right here we got back. Let's do lport. Let's just do 4444, pretty standard for exploit scripts and metasploit. So let's run this and see what it gives us. Okay, we can see that it is this is trying some default paths that it has in the code. CGI sys.cgi.cgi.cgi index. This isn't what we want. So we're going to get this script up again. We need to specify this page. So if we feed the code page is equals, and then we need to give it the path. We're going to do CGI bin and then user.sh. And this is the file that we found in our last derb scan right here. So let's run that and see what this gives us. And there you go. It's as simple as that. Start a reverse shell handler. It worked. And we have a shell. So let's run a who am I. Let's run a ifconfig. Whoops, I cannot backspace. So let me do that again. We see we're Shelly. We see we are on the IP address of the box. These are two commands I always like to run as soon as I get access to a box, and always take a screenshot of this too. There's many people who were taking their OSCP exams and forgot to do an ifconfig or forgot to take a screenshot of the proof file and end up failing the exam because they didn't take a screenshot. So whenever I get on the box, I like to do this. Let's see if we can get this. Well, let's run ID next to see what we have here. UID 1000, GID 1000. Pretty much what we thought. We just have standard user access. Let's see if we can get that flag. Let's CD to the root directory. And going a little slow, probably just because of the nature of this exploit. Let's CD into the home directory. If we wanted to speed this up, we could probably start another shell We could probably start another connection back using, just a standard one-liner of bash. If there's Python on here, probably speed up the response, but I'm fine here. It's not that bad. So let's see the end of the Shelly folder. Let's do another ls. We see the user. Let's cat that. Then there you go. At this point, I take a screenshot of the user.txt flag, copy this in. Can open up our Hack the Box page and paste it in. That'll give us the user account. Let's come back here. So the next thing you can do, there's a lot of different methodologies, different ways to go about privilege escalation, to give us root access, give us that pseudo user access that we want so we can get that other flag. There's a lot of good scripts out there we can do, but the first thing I always do is run sudo -l, and this will show us if we can access or we can do anything on the box as the sudo user with our standard account. So we run this sudo -l command, and look at this. User Shelly may run the following commands on Shocker. No password, user bin Perl. So this is telling us we can run Perl as the sudo user without a password. So we can do sudo Perl whatever. So as soon as you see this, you want to think GTFO bins. We need to check, see if there's any binaries or anything that we can do with Perl to give us this shell back. So let's search GTFO bins. Go to here. Let's search Perl. And then look, right here we can see there's a lot of different functions. Do a lot of different things. You could spawn a shell with Perl. You could spawn a pseudo shell with Perl, which is what we're going to want to do. We could start a reverse shell back with this. We could run this bottom command here as sudo to get a pseudo shell back, which is probably what we wanted to do if we wanted to, maintain access on this box, because it doesn't seem like we have a very stable shell. But we're not going to worry about that since we're just trying to get that root flag. So we're going to copy this sudo here, sudo perl -e exec, then sh. If we come back to our shell that we have, we can paste this in. We can run this. Give it a few seconds again. And let's see who we are. Let's do another who am I? Root. Do another ID, and we are indeed root. So we are good to go. So let's navigate back to the root directory. Do another ls and then cd into that root. Do one more ls. Let's cat this root.txt. And there you go. You can copy this, take a screenshot, and that is the last flag that you need to complete this box. So as you can see, easy, quick box. Nothing really too difficult. There weren't any rabbit holes to go down. So definitely a easy but fun box to do. So I hope you guys like this. I plan on putting out more videos soon with Hack the Box and Try Hack Me. If there's any questions you had with this box, anything you'd like to see, just let me know. So thanks guys. Thanks for watching.